God bless you all. The little moon's back there. Pretty little moon. I'm so blessed to be here with all you guys. Thank you all for being alive. I hope you have the happiest days. And I hope you have the best life. You know, we should be happy. We should be happy that we even woke up. We don't need an excuse to be happy. Hello, Yoda. Well, when God's ready to take you, there's no holding back. There's no stopping it. So when he's ready, you'll be ready too. And if he isn't taking you now, how's it going? Then it's not your time. God bless you, JM. The force is definitely strong with this one. I'm feeling it. Rikia. Hello, sick dog. Thanks for being here, Carol. Hello, Samvi, Mira. I want to say, though, we don't need an excuse to be happy. We are naturally happy. A lot of people, they make an excuse of why they're not happy. They make an excuse, oh, I can't be happy. Thank you, Alberto. If you ate food, you should be happy. It's literally that simple. Food makes you happy. It's one of the things that keep you alive. So in that regards, anybody who's eating should be happy. Our world makes it more difficult than it actually is. Hello, Nana. You got your first night shift? Well, be happy. Be happy no matter what you do. And be focused. Be focused as much as you can. Don't go in the fantasies in your head. Just focus in reality. Disregard all your thoughts. Hello, Savannah, Vendetta. Yeah. And just enjoy the moment. Don't resist anything. Someone says something to you, be okay with it. Don't get angry at any situation. Don't get angry at nobody. Don't try to control nobody at work. And if someone says something you don't like or maybe disagree with, it has nothing to do with you, even at work. Just be like, okay. Don't get mad and just keep the peace. If you get mad, then you make other people mad. Only you can make yourself mad through your thoughts. No one makes you mad because the madness is inside of you. More importantly, if you can keep the peace, the neutrality of the situation, and everything's okay, then you feel your best. Thank you all for being here. Yeah. Well, if you consider it rambling, then you don't have to watch it. Yeah, no one's forcing you to do anything. Yeah. And I do have freestyles on another channel. Yeah. But I don't really care to do it anymore. So. Love thy trolls. I hope I don't get a chance to trim my mustache. I never think about it. And I haven't thought about how I looked. And probably since I was 18 years old. The thought hasn't even came into my mind. Hello, Mike Rooney. You could say I'm disassociated from my body. Anyways, God bless all you guys. Most people, especially when they go to work, they go into autopilot. So they're losing conscious and they're going in a trance. They actually usually feel really good. Because they're in a trance. But they're not aware. And this is the problem. So when people go to work, which this is what a lot of people do, they get into such a trance they don't even know that they're in a trance. Now, this is a problem because as soon as they come out of the trance, then they start thinking again. They start having problems. Yeah. Because of when they weren't thinking, when they didn't have any problems. Because people are not paying attention. They only pay attention when they want to fight something, when they want to resist somebody. So this is how you create all your problems. Most people actually forget all their problems multiple times a day, especially when you go to sleep, but sometimes not. You can only think about one thing, and when the problem's not on your head, then it's not relevant. There is no problem. Well, Jojo, I'm not doing a reunion with you because you said crackhead and pop. Pixin, you're just saying I do drugs or whatever, and I've never done them, so the drugs are in your head, and now you're projecting onto me about something you've made up. Now you're judging me. You're telling other people to judge me, and now you're lying. That is a sin, and God is going to make sure you pay for that. Dylan says, look at them teeth. There's so many people that love me. It doesn't even matter. I get so many women that love me. So many guys that love me. Why does it matter to you? And I love me. Let alone yeah, you see that? Let alone, I haven't thought about my teeth since about 20 years old, but you're thinking about my teeth. That's your judgment. That is in your head. Your problem. Furthermore, I want you to go up to every baby in the world that has something wrong with their teeth, and you go say something to that baby and see how the mother and the father react to you. Because I guarantee you don't have the balls to say it. And then that brings the bigger question is, we've all seen baby with missing teeth. We never say anything. We never even think to say anything. But when you see me, or you see a grown-up, then you start condemning them. You start judging them. You start living in your material mind where the devil resides. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I could actually fix my tooth anyway. It's super easy to do. All the superstars, all celebrities, I would say at least 50%, they all get messed up teeth, way worse than mine, especially like hockey players. But you'll never see it because they don't have the balls to show you. All celebrities, I would say 99% of them, they're the most insecure people you'll ever meet. You've never met them, and you never will. They also put on acts. So when you do see them on camera or in person, they're not how they really are. The faming money has gotten to them. But all your favorite celebrities, especially people that do sports, they'll lose a tooth during a game. You won't see it on the camera. It's not that good. And what they'll do is right after the game is over, they'll go straight to the dentist. So you'll never see it. You don't even know about it. So the judgment is just stupid. Ultimately, I really don't care. Thank you, Steve. It makes them feel better when they put down other people. Yeah. That is true, Tisha. Yeah, Jay. Nice to see you here. Yeah. No, we're just talking about how idiotic some people's minds are. That's all. Trying to get them to see a different light. I don't mind talking about it, but I want them to see how pointless their thinking really is. Because you just jump to conclusions. You just start judgment because you're not noticing it. You're living in ignorance. Yeah, that is true, West Side. Yeah. Again, we all should be happy. There shouldn't be no negativity. One, if you woke up today, there's no excuse not to be happy. Two, if you're eating food you should automatically be happy. Food makes you happy. Literally. It's one of the things that keep you alive. People don't realize how much the food actually is important, and they stuff their face all day, every day. You should be super happy just for living life. There's no excuses. But people are going to find excuses to not be happy. Hello, Danish. Hello, Falcon. I appreciate that, Nicole. Pixon, you're in here talking trash again. Yeah, when I raise my hand. Hating is a form of negativity. To be quick to judge someone, you're falling out of reality. You're not conscious. And you definitely don't feel love, which is the very life you are. The very thing we're talking about. It doesn't matter what you talk about. And this is very deep for some people. It doesn't matter what you think or what goes on in the world. Because what goes on in the world goes on inside of you. It's your reaction towards it. Everything that you know, everything that you learned, everything you describe, it's just the way you describe it. It's just the way you react to everything outside of you. More importantly, above all of this, is the fundamental feel of your living life. It's not an idea. It's above emotions. And it has nothing to do with what's going on outside of you. Because it's literally vibrating inside of you. It's the best feeling in the world. And nothing feels better than this. Not even close. Nothing even comes close. It's already happening inside of you. It's always on. And what everybody's trying to do in the world, through different means, is to get to this state of awareness. Because there only is this state of awareness. There is nothing else. Everything else is bullshit. It's completely worse. It doesn't even compare. Again, it's just emanating out of you because you're living. Now, the thing is, you're going to ask, what does it feel like? What does it feel like? It's complete happiness. It's complete satisfaction. to where you don't care about anything. Nothing bothers you. You feel love, and you actually feel it. It's not talking about it. It's not imagining about it. It's running through you right now. It's actually what's keeping you alive. So when you hate or you're negative, you go against life and go against love. So it kills you. This is what waking up really is. It's the whole reason we're here. To spread love, to uplift one another, and also to express our joy. The only reason why you don't have joy in your life right now, or love, is because you block it. You block it by negative thoughts, which are limited. Where love is boundless. Happiness, it's an expansion. But if you're stuck on a limited negative thought, then you're going to feel limited. You're going to feel like it's all about you. Well, Joe, felony, we're not talking about something superficial. You have to actually feel this by quieting your mind. Or you could do simply what you love to do. Because then you feel the love. And this is what God really is. It's not something merely an image. It's not just a text. It's actually the feeling of your life. Yeah. So you don't have to respect people. You don't have to believe people. Why would you? All of this is going on. But how is it going on? There's a fundamental feel of it. There's a fundamental feel of our whole galaxy. And it's what's running through you and keeping you alive. You can tap into this feeling when you exit out your mind. And then you'll be so lost in the feel, there won't be no thinking going on. This is the goal of life. Because why you do anything is to actually feel the experience, to get lost in it. And most people do this, then they go in autopilot. So they're not realizing what's making them feel so good is that their mind isn't moving. Anything you do any day is to get to this state. It's kind of like the Super Saiyan state. Because it's who you really are. You're not the thinking mind. We've just been taught that. You are something way greater. The mind is just an analyst. So you're either controlled by your mind, which is a program, or you control your mind. Thank you all for being here. Hello, Herbs and Crystals. Hello, Cheryl. He says everything and nothing at the same time. That is true. But to describe the feel of it, no words are going to get you there. It's just not possible. But anytime anybody talks, they want you to feel them, especially if they're in a negative emotion. But you don't need for them to talk. You can feel and see their state. You can't really describe it. But also, because I'm speaking from the heart, my words resonate with you. They will put you in a trance. Most people can't do this because simply they don't know about it. But everybody can. But anyways, my voice, since I'm speaking from love and positivity, and also I'm aware of it, which makes it the most powerful thing, then it can activate you. It will literally uplift your spirit and make you feel good. So it's much more than just saying everything and nothing at the same time. One day you'll feel unconditional love for everyone and everything. It's already there. It's just when you go against life. Everything is the same life. They call this God. But the thing is, you can't treat one person exceptionally. You can't love your wife and not love the rest of the world. That's going against, that's resisting. We must have the love for everyone. All the animals, the plants and the trees. So all the things around us. Yeah. We just resist the idea. Oh, we can't love everyone. We have to judge some people. But it's our natural state. It's only we force the judgments, the resistance towards life. Because if you're really feeling the love inside of you, then it just naturally flows out of you. This is naturally coming out of me. You could say it's effortless. You shouldn't have to force to do anything. Don't ever stop, Osamas. I could be at Joshua's tree. Hello, the fixin'? Be a prepper? There's nothing to prep for. If I'm gonna die, then I'm gonna die. It's a good thing. One, because I know I'm not gonna die. I'll know when my time is coming. It's the feel of it. And so does every animal know when they're gonna die. And in particular, old people, because they're losing the connection to the body. Death is a feeling, so to speak, but you don't actually die. If the whole world goes, that's out of my control. There's nothing really to prep for. Everything is in reality's hands. It's in God's hands. The sun comes up. The grass grows. People speak. People kill. It's out of, most of these people are doing it unconsciously. It's all in God's hands. And it's all happening in reality. People get mad because they won't accept reality. Something just happened, but they're resisting that it happened. Why? Because now it's a thought in your head. You won't accept it. Okay, well, you can be mad. What is being mad? Restricting your life force, reducing your happiness to none. You won't accept what happened. It has to be accepted. There's no other way. Hello, Pan. J. West Bay. Thought about you yesterday. I look like a homeless person. Okay. Hello, JPEX. The Zodiac owns me. What's your Zodiac, Jay? Hello, Tim77. Guns don't kill. Hello, Ghost Samurai. Yeah. Putting fake quotes around stuff. Yeah. I do like to talk with my hands. And who cares if I'm putting quotes? I think it's funny. Yeah. So you don't actually die. You know nothing. Yeah. I never claimed to know nothing. I'm just expressing my joy in the field of life It's not something that just came to me. It's been happening all of my life. I don't need to express my joy anymore. I still will, but I know the eternal source is now inside of me, and I've always done what I wanted to do. There's nothing that I want. I only want to help people. I can't get more happy. And this is the only thing for me to really do. Yeah. People seek so much info. There is no info to seek. You only get applicable or applicable info that you accept. Okay? So if you have a question on your mind, you only accept the answer that you want to accept. Every question that you have, you want it to stop thinking. That's the whole point of getting an answer. So it's not on your mind anymore. Because once we stop thinking, there's no more questions. There's nothing going on. Once we see through the illusion, then you actually feel the answers. Oh, this is how you do it. Oh, this is where I need to be. No one can tell you this. Only you can feel this. It's called your inner guru, your inner light. And it's a pull. You feel an inner pull. It literally pulls you. But you have to feel the field around you and get out of the mind. The mind will tell you sometimes eventually, but you'll feel the pull. Okay, if you're stuck in the mind, you're analyzing. Just an analyzing machine. But to feel the pull, you have to tap into that sense. It's always there. So how reality speaks to you and how God speaks to you, it's not a voice in your ear or through your mind. You're usually just debating stuff in your mind, guessing. God literally, he speaks to you through the feel. Oh, this feels right. That literally is God. Oh, this feels wrong. You feel it wrong. There's no debating. You just actually feel it. And that literally is God himself. He's in every one of you. And everything. It's why a rabbit knows when there's danger around. God is guiding him. Everything is being guided by God. The weather, tsunamis, catastrophes, natural disasters. Yeah. Only when you get up into only humans can be misguided by their mind. Maximus, first of all, you are not there in Gaza. Gaza is a karmic cycle. Okay? Some people want to experience war. Very few people, though. 2, this has been going on forever in Gaza. Yeah, and if it was the biggest deal, the whole world would come together and we would end it. Not out of anger, not out of punishment. That's up to God. But out of love. Hello, sinner. The great jab. Yeah, it's happened before. All this stuff that you're seeing, it's being presented as new. It's just happening in a cycle. The resets, the sicknesses, the wars. Yeah. Weather is created. You look like an Emperor Tamarin. Which is stronger? Light or dark? Yeah. I'm 30 years old, SR. One hand is holding the phone. So this is me blessing you guys. The one-handed prayer. I have love for all people, all things. I don't go against life. I have no judgments. Someone said, I'll die for God. Yes, and I will. I'll die for everybody. And if I could show that in people, the world would change, I would do it right now. Yeah. Can you talk louder? Is this not loud enough? But I appreciate all the comments. I even love people that are evil. I may not love what they do. Most of it's hidden. But I accept what they do. I have love for everybody, even people who hate me. Thank you, Pleasure Banks. But Jews chew foreskin. Yeah, hell will burn you up. Hell is really to purify you of all your negativity. It's not a bad thing. It's to get you to God. to burn all your sins. You believe in Jesus, but I don't know if you're talking to me. The Spanish flu, polio, and you can just go and search all the influenzas all throughout history. Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh, Daniel Duffy. History, you got to understand that is true. Anna Solid. The whole life that you're living, this whole world runs in a cycle. Everything happens in a cycle. Some of them are very micro, such as like you eating, pooping, peeing. Breathing is a cycle. Your life is already predetermined, as in your death and what you're supposed to be doing. It has to be, basically. The only way to break out of the ultimate cycle, which is breaking the matrix, it's breaking patterns. That's literally what we're here to do, is to be with God. You're the one throwing the bread.
Throws the bread and feeds the squirrel.
Yeah. I have chickens, and then I also feed, like, there's birds basically in my tree. So I feed them bird seed. Yeah. Have a nice day. So basically, we are stuck in a cycle, whether we know it or not. That's why, like, you see the sun and the moon. Their cycles some of them are years. It's all just a cycle. This is why people call it hell or a soul trap. Now, that's just a perspective. And it is true to some degree, but we can still enjoy this and have fun and feel and be in love at every moment. Only you can resist that. If your perspective is love, then you're going to feel love. You're going to be at peace. If your perspective is this is hell, everything's going to seem like it's hellish. But literally, the reason we are here is to break out of this. It's kind of funny. Yeah, because only when you get with God or all of life, that's when you break out of it. Because everything needs a system. It needs some type of containment. You need some shell to hold you in. Yeah. Basically, we are here. This is why I always say this. Because we are here just because of our thoughts. They actually put us on this earth. if you clear your mind enough, which to stay with nothing on your mind for a super long time, you'll dissipate. You'll literally dissolve into the matrix. You'll become one with God. God is the thoughtless state. You'll literally dissolve. And it's very rare for someone to do that, though. And there are names for it. Not really in English, though. Because English is just a bunch of languages grouped together. But in India, they call it samadhi, mahasamadhi. But when you hear about Socrates, Plato, any of these philosophers, Descartes, Alan Watts, whoever else is on the menu, all these people are talking about enlightenment. All philosophers, Rumi, they're all talking about God. Yeah, even though they might not say it, that's what they're all hinting at. Where is the gate? There is a technique to do it, but you can't do it until all your sins or you are completely fulfilled. But you can leave the body on command. It's how it used to be. There's a technique to do it. You just don't know it. We're not taught it. Basically, you can do anything. We just don't know how to. The cycles that I was talking about a second ago and someone else was. So what happens in this world is we forget everything. So it becomes darkness. And then we start to wake up. And we gain knowledge again. Also, technology comes with that. All the technology is already inside of us. But it's claimed as new. Da 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 da. But what I'm saying is, so we go to the dark ages, and then it comes to light. Hence the Garden of Eden, paradise on earth. It just happens in a cycle. Okay? So eventually we'll learn how to leave our bodies again when it's time. It's the ultimate way to die, basically, because it's on your command. And that is when you completely rejoice with God. And again, only a few people know how to do it. Yeah. It's, again, because you already are everything. You're seeing it. You're connecting with it. It's all the same life. That's why it's all happening. But it's just when we get stuck in the head, it creates like a barrier. Yeah. Yeah, I love learning new stuff all the time too. It, I usually, believe it or not, get so busy that I don't get to learn new things. So I like to learn stuff, quote unquote. It's like this. If you go and look at a spider web, this is like a fun thing you can do. And I'll read some comments after this and I'll shut up. If you go look at a spider web, you're going to go on a little adventure, find a spider web, sit there, just look at it for like 30 minutes. Don't try to like get info like and think about it through your mind. Just stare at it. And you'll see that you'll pick up information from it just from watching it. You'll pick up metaphysical, a feel from it. And you'll learn things from a simple spider web. Things other people have no clue about. And you just do this like once a day, twice a day. Just stare at it for like 30 minutes. And you'll learn stuff. It's a different type of learning from like a textbook. Yeah. So I'm actually very cold right now. Yeah, my body's actually almost shaking. My lisp. I'm better than I ever been, Steve. Humanity's backwards because they're going against God, which happens all the time in cycles, and we're resisting the flow of life. So everything is backwards. I do agree with that. The more I move my hands, the more energy. First of all, Paris, I'm literally been holding this phone for like a whole hour. So I can only move one hand. We actually communicate with our hands too. You communicate with the whole structure of your body. Remote viewing, yeah. That's one of the ways to seal and wake somebody up. Everyone gets judged in heaven. Yeah. It's the real judgment is all the times you cast out negativity. If you tortured an animal, it's going to come back to you. If you made a bunch of people feel super bad, such as a civilization, like maybe a Hitler scenario, or maybe you cast evil upon a tribe, when you die, you get to see how you made everyone and everything feel. So you'll repent your own sins. You'll since you'll be in God's field, now that you're out of your shell, you see it before you were unaware. So naturally, when you do these negative things, it's gonna come back to you. But let's say you ruin someone's life. You're gonna feel bad. You're gonna notice it now once you're outside of the body. And you're gonna wanna make it up naturally. Okay? Yeah. How many pots have you been selling? As many as you want. Whatever's gonna satisfy your brain. We're just talking about life here. Most importantly, the happiness that you are, the love that keeps you alive. If you know this is all you need to know. There's no greater knowledge than to know God. And the best thing is to feel God. And you feel that through the life you are. They're connected. God bless you guys. Bean, I missed some of the comments. We, in J West Bay, we do it every night. Are you aware? I've never heard of that. Wolf Capital. There is no God. Okay. That's okay. Yeah. I mean the chip and all of that, that's just to make you fear. Yeah. There is no fear. It's just a feeling. That is fear itself. You can fear walking outside. You can fear eating food. Your life, your wife, or somebody leaving you. You can have a fear about anything. Usually you just pinpoint something, but it's just the fear itself. Because you can fear anything. You could fear a cliff. You can worry. It's just all the same wavelength. When you feel love, there is no worry. There is no fear. When you're happy, nothing affects you. positive energy activates constant elevation. That's true. Hello, Jetstream. Yeah. I've pretty much been positive like all of my life. Yeah. Obviously, there are a few times I wanted revenge or. Yeah, that's been a long time though, so I can't even recall too many certain situations. Yeah, yeah. When you become completely satisfied with the moment, or when you come in God's presence, time is a conceptual thing. It literally just vanishes. Yeah. Basically, you can't feel time. It's always just a mental thing. Yeah. When you slow down, as in take your time, that's when God enters your life. If we're running around all day, most people run around all their lives. You have to understand. They're always thinking nonstop. Yeah. So they never get to know God. You actually have to put an effort in if you really want to find him. And that's why slowing down, now you have a chance. Because he is still. He's in the silence. It's easy for you to become aware when you're still. When you're not moving. More so even sitting. What God really is, he's the most relaxed being. You're not going to get to him if you aren't relaxed. He is the most comforting. And he's also stress-free. You'll never get to God in a stressful state. When you find him, you'll be stress-free too. Yeah. It's the best thing ever. And again, God is the feel. It's a feel of these words. I got 4 spirits attached to me. Why do we forget past information? It's just how the university works. If we came here and we already knew God and we already knew everything, such as seeing it all, there would be none of this going on. This is why we forget things of why we are here. You could call it a test of faith. to find God again, or you could call it a game. We intrinsically like playing games. Children do. People play video games. Yeah. Simply, if we came here and we already knew God, this world wouldn't exist. There'd be nothing going on. So there's not really an answer to why we forget. But when we are born, we at some point, like a toddler to a teenager, we have amnesia, and we totally forget about the spiritual world. It's just how it works. Yeah. But you can remember, though. You kind of forget. That's why they call it waking up. And then you remember again, and life becomes joyful. Yeah. In someone's perspective, you could say it sucks. Or it's a soul trap. And another perspective, you could be like, oh, wow. This is fun. Ever had a near-death experience? I was sitting outside of my body for like 9 years, so yeah. We talk about this pretty often on here. Can you believe there's a law against waking up? What do you mean? Yeah, Satan is underneath my feet, underneath God's feet. Yeah, that's Rick Jones. Yeah. Even if I was sitting outside of my body for 9 years and I'm trying to tell you we're something more, people don't care. They're in their own obscurities. They're in their own world. And it's not just me. Like, people have gone and tried telling, if you ever see somebody doing something, you tell the whole world, some people are against you. Some people are not going to believe you. So, yeah, that's a very big thing, Rick Jones. People are closed off. Yeah. For instance, if I was a caveman, if we were all chilling and we were cavemen and cavewoman, and I felt God inside of me, I just felt sheer ecstasy. But we don't have a language, and we're all cavemen and women. How would I tell you this? Ooh, 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 ah. There's no way to tell you. No way to tell you what I'm feeling inside. You would just be like, you wouldn't feel what I'm feeling inside unless it happened to you. Yeah. You've died twice? The devil was just He's just, all things come from God. The devil's going back to the light too. The devil just is trying to get love. He doesn't realize it's already inside of him. That's why he tries to control people. Yeah. You overdosed? Yeah. That's, yeah. If you had an out of body experience, you you're automatically going to feel love. And you're probably going to see some things. Yeah, 9 years. Simply because I couldn't eat food and no one would help me. So I clearly seen, basically I was in my spirit, but I was leaving the body at the same time. And I've had multiple things happen to me. It's not just this one thing. But I could see that I wasn't the body or mind because I was away from it. Yeah. And then people that are against you, they're going to call me crazy or you crazy. Why do you think all these superstars, they're always blamed for doing drugs as soon as they start saying something? They actually want you to say that. Yeah, it's pretty much, it was hell, Jason, Meza, because I couldn't. There's so many things, but I couldn't eat. It felt like I was in absolute hell because I was shaking every single day, as if I had like Tourette's. I still am shaking, but it's on the inside, and it did not feel good. It was a straight feeling. It just felt like there was no life inside my body. Yeah. And my soul, I could literally feel it pushing on the top of my head, wanting to leave. I could feel it. Yeah. In fact, something else is I couldn't feel my body. I couldn't. The whole body was numb. Yeah. So, do you know about the Book of Enoch? My mother is real into that. And by the way, my mother loves Jesus. So, for all the Jesus lovers, uh, she actually gave me like the Book of Enoch. I don't know if it's a small little manual, like a month ago. Yeah, but I read like one or two passages. I've definitely heard about it, and obviously I pretty much have the book. But yeah, I've never read it. Does your turtle have free will? Everything other than the human mind is all being controlled by the essence of life. Uh, so, no, the turtle doesn't have free will. It's being controlled by God, basically. Ants, they just automatically know what to do. They're not thinking what to do. They know when the cold is coming. They know when to burrow. They know where to go get food. They know what food they need to do. and they know to feed the queen. It's just automatically happens. There's no debating or even thinking about it for the ant. Yeah. And it's just like when birds automatically migrate. How do they know? How do they know to migrate before it even happens? Because it's in the feel. And all of our environment is connecting. The only thing that's not in the feel or in the field, they're very much the same, is the human brain. The brain is the separation. We just need to step out of it, calm it down, and then we begin to feel everything around us. I also, just actually speaking of ants, they actually store food up for the winter. They just naturally store food for the colder seasons. Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna have to tell me more about that, Rick Jones. Your mom saved your life? That's crazy, Daniel. Yeah. She was meant to save your life. You were meant to live more. And you probably gained something from the experience. Yeah. If you're trying to tell me something for 9 years, I'm not trying to hurry up anything. You got to understand, there's nothing to hurry up. Life happens slow and gracefully. Yeah. Thanks for being in here, MK. Yeah. Yeah. Appreciate you. Getting more info in your head is just going to lead to you overthinking and wanting to get more info. Yeah. It's called taking your time, which is the whole point of this serum. I want you to take your time, because it's only then you can become aware of who you are. Instead of thinking of who you are, I want you to feel who you are. Lucifer is a clown. That's why they have Jester as a card. The Jester of the Court. This is a representation of what Lucifer really is. That's why we always see Lucifer laughing sometimes. In one of my favorite movies, Batman, what do you think the Joker is? Joker is actually Lucifer. Okay? Or the devil. That's why he's like the main arch nemesis. Because of his trauma. But Lucifer, or the devil, is the real representation. It's not like this evil thing. it's really a jester. That's why that's what he's represented as, a jester. So that's actually a very good point, Bean. Yeah. He's just never had love in his life. And that's why he's trying to get it. Yeah. What's the ace card then? I'm talking more about like, I don't know if it's like tarot cards. It does have to do with the 52 cards, playing cards. But if you search in history, jesters, especially in like mythology, there's always a guy that's a jester. That's usually the guy that represents the devil. Our society or civilization has changed how we view the devil, basically. Yeah. And I don't know all the habits of the jester, but there's quote unquote good qualities. He's usually a very smart guy. You know? He usually gets away with things. He's laughing and, you know. Yeah, but you could search it online. Ancient jesters. I've never searched it before. I just kind of know because I've heard the talks. Because Satan wouldn't have a physical representation of him. It's just a negative energy. There is no physical form. Okay? But to show somebody, you would make a picture or you would represent the qualities. And that's why the jester came into play. Yeah. I don't do drugs at all. Yes, Satan is a lie. And there is some people, basically, when you go against God, then you go against, life. That's why some people, especially super rich people, this bleeds into many things. But again, you have a feeling what is right. It feels right. But if someone says, hey, I'll make you famous and you could have a whole bunch of money, we'll just promote the shit out of you. Even if your job is sloppy, we don't care. We promised you this. Well, the person feels it's wrong. They know it's wrong. They know. But their mind is like, ooh. So, for the money, as it's always been said, it corrupts them. Thank you, Joanna. Thank you, Ali. Yeah. Every knee shall bow. My friend was talking about that the other day. Hello, dripping darkness. God bless all you guys. Take your time in your life. Realize where God wants to pull you. What excites you the most. I've never heard of the Noahides. Hello, Ali. There's someone else in here that had this almost the same name. Could you hear voices in your head? Only if you're weak. And I'm not saying that someone is actually weak, but when you become feeble and basically when you align with negativity, especially if you're doing rituals, yeah, you might hear evil. Like, but if you align with good in love, you'll never hear no evil. It won't be out to get you or anything like that. Yeah. All right, is there any last questions? Anything you guys want to talk about? Any jester smarter than you? The Baphomet, it's just, again, a physical representation. It wasn't meant to be bad. Nothing is meant to be bad. We're just kind of scared into that. But for the Baphomet, you can search the old meaning of the Baphomet. It has a meaning than the one you may know about. Yeah, I learned stuff too, but most of the stuff I just don't. It just doesn't even come. Yeah, doesn't come in my sight. Yeah, I don't research it because then it leads to more researching, and I'm already happy. Already feel love. I know I'm gonna die. And God's already with me. I feel this. I'm completely satisfied. I don't need sex from a woman or multiple women. I don't really need anything. But I don't know the differences between Satan and Lucifer and Enlightened NPC. It's just really your own interpretation. Because I could say something which may be true, but if you don't like what I say, you don't believe it, or simply you have a different interpretation, well, more power to you. You're allowed to think whatever you want. You're allowed to have whatever viewpoint you want. Yeah, jesters are meant to serve and entertain royalty. That's one of the uses of the jester. That is true. But there's also, it's represented in other ways too. Yeah. But before the devil in Christianity, or just as society in America, it wasn't a devil. It it kind of like was more so like the Baphomet, but it was more so like a character. And this character had just bad qualities. They had wrath, you know? They had, they maybe had envy. Yeah. You just would have to search, like, you can search Greek mythology. What would be the devil in Greek mythology? And you'll see that it was just a representation. It wasn't necessarily the devil. And it necessarily wasn't bad either. It was bad traits, okay? And then what people did is they grabbed all the bad traits and they shoved them into the devil to make them like this exaggeration that we see today. Yeah. It's really just a over exaggeration. It's in a way meant to scare you. Yeah. Because every culture had some type of devil or someone who carried these traits, basically. You can do your research on all the cultures. The serpent was the one that never lied. Yeah. Satan is not, he only acts like he loves you. That's why he gives you everything in this world. Or when you align with that energy, and then he strips it all away from you. No, that doesn't make you evil. And I'm glad you sing and play songs. Everybody loves to sing and dance. It's the highest vibrational thing. Yeah. But but the jester, again, it's a set of qualities. There's good qualities, and then there's other qualities that he had that were taken negatively or they were bad. Yeah. The jester was funny. He was charismatic. Maybe convincing. Entertaining. So he's also very smart. Yeah. The devil can be very smart. He has to be in some way to trick you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just as like you can get a lot of wisdom from a homeless person. There's not someone that has more. There's not somebody who doesn't have wisdom. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Stephen, Geminis. Humans complicate things. I've always been a very simple man. And all my life, when people try to teach me things, one, they didn't take their time, and I simply don't like how they taught me. You could even say I'm stupid, but I don't like how people teach. 99% of people. Okay? And I can't get into all that right now, but the way people teach, I don't like it. I simply don't like it. because I've tried learning many, many things from many people, like fully giving into them and listening. It's been bad, super bad advice. It's always ruined me, made it worse. Whether it's fixing a car, two very simple things. Like one time, just a very small matter, and my stepdad, which he's very angry and bipolar, I had athlete's foot the one time because my foot doesn't fit in a shoe, because my feet are super wide, the widest feet you'll ever see, and they've never fit into shoes. But I didn't know this at the time, and I was getting athlete's feet from wearing super tight shoes. They were ruining my feet, basically. And my stepdad was like, whether he was jokingly or not, kind of like a jester. He's like, oh, just piss on your feet when you're in the shower. Piss on your feet. And I was like, whoa, okay. So I pissed on my feet. And while your piss does have cures in them, it does, it prolonged my athlete's feet. And it made it worse. Okay? So, yeah. But there's other things. There's many, many other things. We're not going to get it. Thank you, John Goodman. You know, it just grew out this way. This is the first time I've ever really had a beard. Yeah. Love is in the air. It's your living life. You can't deny your life. You simply wouldn't be living. What God is, He's the liveliness that's inside of you. And you have to feel this. It's simply dissolving or diverging into the feel of your life. And that's why it feels so grand. You can't get there thinking intellectually or just thinking. It's what's keeping you alive. Just as like you feel a fire. I mean, it's happening right now. So, but if you feel a fire, you feel the warmth from the fire, right? You feel it. There's nothing to really describe, and you can't feel the warmth intellectually. You actually you're gonna feel it. In fact, God is warmth in Himself. So you actually can feel the life that you are. You don't need to believe in God. Yeah, because I understand some people don't. You know what I mean? I can't make you believe or think, but you are a life. And God represents life. And it's what's keeping you alive. So if you can dive into the feeling of what's keeping you alive, it is one of the hardest things to do, believe it or not. And you can leave your thinking mind and you come into the feeling of life. yeah, it's a very yeah. It feels like love. That's what it is. And then you connect with everything around you because it's all the same life. You're not a separate life from all of this. It's just that you're in the mind, which then can create a barrier between you feeling this. Kids are always feeling this, and sometimes elderly people, but most people never get to experience this. Ironically, though, it's your natural state. Yeah, like a trickster. Yeah, that's why that exactly. That's why he's like he like different from how I'll giggle. Kind of like a mischievous baby in a way, or like a mischievous toddler. Like if you just set aside your beliefs for a second, look at India, go into India and see how they represent the devil. There's no devil in India. Again, it's represented as in a, these qualities like a jester, but they have something else in many things. But that just go. You can maybe get a different point of view if you would like to. God bless you, Harry. Well, God allows free will and he accepts everything. That's what makes him omnipresent. So there's not really a picture of him because he is everything. And why Satan more so has a picture because he again he has the free will. God accepts everything. That's why he says love and forgive those that do not know. Yeah. Again, everybody wants love. It's so whatever someone evil or negative, they've just never felt love. You can walk on water. Yeah. Again, you can do anything. It's only when you tell yourself you can't do something that, well, then it's out of your reality. It's out of your thinking. If I say I can't walk to New York or New Jersey, then I'm not going to do it. But if I say, hold up, I can walk, I can do this, well, then you may go do it. Duality's the mixture of reality. Yeah. Why would children die of horrible diseases. I don't know if we're going to answer that right now, because it's more of a spiritual sense. God could send a baby to die so the family wakes up and finds God. God could have sent that baby just to do that. Okay? The baby's life is really not that much affected. You got to understand this. There's a lot of understanding that goes on, and the baby could die and the parents could start a revolution. They could go heal the whole world. Okay? So there's a lot of positive things that could happen out of that. You usually don't see it, like what could happen, all the positive things, and we just see it as a sad or negative perspective. But it's not, and that's just the way you're viewing it. And maybe the parents of the children, they find out what caused the disease, so then they prevent the disease from ever happening again. Yeah. But that's a very big topic. But thanks for all the comments, questions. Yeah, it's not possible to be without God. That is true, because He is the light. He sustains all life. And death is an angel, quote unquote. Okay? Yeah. So, yeah, God is still in the devil. Not that he's necessarily working for him or with him, but he is the little bit of life that is in there. Yeah, again, because the devil is just corroded, because he's trying to get to God externally, which, yeah, it represents man. We get stuck in our head, and then we do evil things. We cast out negativity. We hurt people. Wars. Steal. Yeah. So it's... People call themselves teachers. Yeah, it's... You know. Yeah. It's like... I don't know if I want to get into that right now. Yeah, free will. It's going against God, killing kids. It doesn't feel right to kill a kid. It doesn't, unless it's... I'm not gonna get there, but it doesn't feel right. But if you're not feeling, and you're stuck in the mind, you'll justify anything. So you'll go against life. Yeah. Thank you, Gray Sky. I appreciate that. I put it down yesterday. We could do it again. It gets all wavy. Yeah. Reject the evil. Yeah. We also most showed love to other people and spread our kindness. We can't keep it all to ourselves. One of my subscribers made this for me. Made me a bunch of things. But I don't like calling anybody a subscriber. But yeah, it was real nice of him. Maybe I'll take a photo of it. God is a very loaded word. Yeah. It's 1994 on the stream. We need more hair views? Yeah, I can't. It's because I'm holding the camera. And eventually someone else will be holding it. So. Yeah. Faith is just knowing everything's going to work out for you. Minecraft. When you think it's not going to work out for you, then you're sending fear into the field. Or something you don't prefer. So everything is happening for the greater good, but you might not see it from that perspective. But if you can control your own perspectives right now, then you can make the best perspective. You don't have to go to the negative perspectives, the prepping, the worrying. You just do what feels right. Then everything magically becomes right. God's in control of it all. And it's all his positivity. It's positive. Where am I going? I'm probably going back to eat. And there's like literally an all white bug on my screen. It's like, oh, hello, Jeremy. God bless you. The Bible talks about maintaining your semen. Yeah. Just because you read something or you know about something doesn't mean you put it into practice. I could tell you the best thing in the world. I could tell you how to feel God. Doesn't mean you're actually going to do it. You're going to go drink and have sex. Nothing wrong with that. But I do, hold my semen. I do that. Yeah, it's been a very long time, actually. Yeah. What's for breakfast? I don't know. I had a cup of bone broth, homemade. And then I had a cup of chocolate milk. I was drinking it during the live. Yeah. But it was pasteurized, which, whatever. I don't really know. Yeah. Thank you, XODG. Yeah, chicken. The chicken is actually where I got the bone broth from. I mean, I might eat a couple raw eggs, Rocky style. No, I don't know. Yeah, it's a good question. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let's see. All right. Yeah, not sure. I missed some of these comments. Thank you, Nat Williams, Zachary Watson. Yeah, chicken and veggies you need in your meat in the morning. I actually threw spinach in there, some spices, which I never do. I never really make this. I'm probably going to be making it like all week for my body to heal. I threw mushrooms in there, just stuff that was laying around. And I threw tomato and actually onion. And I had a whole like chicken, I got a smaller one because I wanted the bone for the broth. So it's like it's more expensive to buy bones to use for a broth than it actually is to buy a whole chicken. It's cheaper. So yeah. And when the world does have this, it's not going to be it's going to be way beyond whatever you think. It's not going to be yeah. First of all, it's just going to happen. But you'll never know until it actually happens. Hi from Moscow. Nastya. That's a crazy name. Yeah. Well, that's great. Salima Taj. Listen to gospel songs and worship songs. Yeah. Putting you into that thoughtless state so you can absorb God's love. Yeah. Thank you all for being here. We're coming to the end now. Yeah, the thing about the Bible is it's very complex read, and it was written in a different time. So words don't mean the same thing. Yeah, the language has changed. Yeah, it's is lunch. What Bible says to practice semen retention? I'm pretty sure it says not to have sex before marriage and not to do like illicit activities. And yeah. Also, the Christ oil. It, yeah, it's gonna go too deep right now. So yeah. You know what is crazy? Yeah, no sex before marriage. I do want to say one very important thing. You can still have sex, AI beats, but it depends what you want to do. Um, but I wouldn't ejaculate. You could still have sex. You're gonna feel, yeah, you're gonna feel amazing. Yeah. So you can still, you don't have to be practice celibacy, which is kind of where the word celebrity comes from. Celestial. What I wanted to say though, you're just gonna have to come in and ask another time. Yeah. Or see one of my videos about the topic. Because it's too big of an answer. But I would do semen retention. The number one thing that I do recommend is not masturbating. I don't recommend anyone to masturbate. So what I was going to say though, when we look at history, the history we've been taught, we have Socrates, Plato, even Jesus, this dog, disciples of Jesus. We have Benjamin Franklin, Nikola Tesla, uh, Albert Einstein, all the US presidents. Now, guess what all these people have in similarity? Edward Allan Poe, Hitler, all these people, they're all males. Over masculinity has taken over the whole world. They have deprived the woman and their feminine side. We're working to bring woman justice. We hardly ever learn about any woman in history. Ever. Yeah, Queen Latifah, Harry Tubman, and the girl who drove the airplane around the world. They neglect the woman on purpose. And most of us don't even see this. Yeah, but we must give love and respect to the woman. Because all this over masculinity and threats, in seeing the woman as lower, this makes them go crazy. And, we must heal them and help them. Okay? We don't really know about women inventors. Definitely no women presidents. No women philosophers. Yeah. Final Destination, you can't say that. The Carol. Yeah, Final Destination says this every day almost. Today he has met his faith. Because you can't talk to people in here like that. Everything that you see AI beats is happening because there are no coincidences. Everything is in synchronicity. You just become more aware of it. Yeah. Eventually, at one point, you'll become so aware, you just dissolve. Amelia Earhart, yeah. I knew the name, I just didn't know how to say it. Oh. I didn't even know he commented so much. Hello, my name is Clank. All right. God bless all you guys. Sorry, Final Destination. Freedom of speech. Not when he's telling Carol to shut up. Yeah. It's my job to protect people in here. So doesn't mean he's necessarily wrong. I don't know what he said, but yeah, I'm not letting him do that to Carol. Especially because we were talking specifically talking about that. Like but I love all you guys. God bless you all. Even the hate. And even all the comments. Love is in your life. Turn all your thoughts towards non-arguing, non-criticizing. Turn them all towards love. Dexter, man. God bless all you guys. Treat the world with love, and you'll get it all back. I'll see you guys. Thank you all for being here.